Hey, soul family, it's Dr. Denae, your somewhat friendly neuro-spicy metaphysician. Here we celebrate thinking differently, feeling deeply, and tuning in to what your cells are ready to receive. Let's see what the universe has for our beautifully unique minds today. All right, guys, as you know, I meditate before turning on the camera, and I usually shuffle a few decks while meditating. As soon as I picked this deck up and started shuffling it in the meditation, these two dramatically came flying out. So, very relevant, hope and belief. And over the past few days, hope and belief has been the undercurrent or the backbone of this energy in these readings. That no matter what phase you're at in your awakening journey, hope and belief is what you need to hold on to at all stages. Because, guys, it's not always rainbows and unicorns. There's a lot of dark roads, a lot of dark days. But as we go through this process, you learn they're not here to take you out. That's not the purpose. It is really gaining practice and experience to rise above. Look, can't make this up. Now, beginning. Yeah. We've been talking about with solstice and this new moon in Cancer we just had. This is literally huge new beginnings. Time's up. Yeah. Time is up. And whatever you've been sitting on, waiting on, and when I say waiting on, what I'm talking about is if you've been waiting for the right time, the right message, the right, whatever to come along first, or take another course, hire, another coach, or buy the next program, whatever it is. This card is saying, no, 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 no. You already have all that. You have everything that you need to start right now. Start from where you're at. Don't start from a place of, well, it needs to look like this. It needs to be perfect. I need to get this ish together. No, 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 no. Why? Here's a truth bomb for you. You'll never have it all together. That's a lie, okay? We're all on a journey of infinite learning and growing. We will always be the students and the teachers. So yeah, stop waiting. Open the doors, open the windows. Let that message out. And for those of you who might be feeling like, well, I don't know what to say, I don't know what to talk about. I hear you. I get it. I totally get it. I go through this as well. And that's something I want to shine a light on. You're not alone in your process. You're not alone wherever you're at. And as I mentioned in the intro, I'm neurospicy. I've always been that way, but it wasn't diagnosed till very late in adult life. So if any of you resonate with that, where you've felt that you were unique, or your mind didn't process things the way others, did, and if you have been holding yourself hostage to that, feeling not good enough, or whatever your inner story is, time's up. You've been wearing that diaper long enough. Let it go. Let it go. Piggybacking off of yesterday's energy reading, where we were talking about embracing all of you, especially the parts that you haven't really accepted. Those parts of you you don't like, those are so vital for your healing, for your manifesting. It's time up on hiding that part of you, not accepting that part of you. I know it can feel scary, but when you do, when you open up and you love that part of you and you let it know, hey, I accept you as you are. I will work on, whatever. It'll be different for everybody. In my example, learning to work with the neurodivergent, the neurospiciness that I am. My brain thinks different, it processes different, it sees things different. For many of you, I know you can relate to this. And again, depending on your generation, I'm Gen X. We didn't talk about that type of stuff, we made fun of ourselves and each other, but we didn't talk about it. We didn't get help. We swept it under the carpet. Remember, I was talking about those parts of you that you might not fully accept? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And, a lot of us neurodivergents, our paths are by no way linear. There's a lot of uniqueness to it and quirks and oddities. When I stopped getting on myself about those, how I was, how I see things, how I think, all of that, when I finally stopped that and just started accepting that, okay, this is how I am. How can I work with this? How can I use this to my advantage? I don't see it as a disability. I see it as a superpower. And again, guys, it wasn't an overnight process. So whoever you are that is resonating with this message, know that it truly is your superpower. And the more that you can learn to own it, work with it, find different ways that work for you, I'm telling you, life changes. It opens up. So if you're vibing with this energy, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss a cosmic update. And share in the comments if you're proudly neurospicy or if today's message resonates. This is a safe space for all of us. So 9 of Swords, I'm glad that this is showing up in the reverse. I know for you it may not look that way, but from my vantage point, this is in reverse. And the last couple of days we've been talking about kind of being in our own heads, that lower vibrational energy wanting to come in, and talking about forward thinking, that all you have is this now moment. And in this now moment, make sure your thoughts are future forward, on hope, on belief, on trusting the process. Inch by inch, it's a cinch. Yard by yard, it gets hard. And I don't know if you can tell on this card with the funkiness of the camera. It's two hands or fingers trying to touch each other, but behind this is a butterfly. Belief and then justice in reverse. So with this, again, hope and belief. Shadow, altered ego, monkey mind, those are all names for the same thing, will always try to keep you stuck. How does it do it? It's a programming. It's an energetic programming stored in your cells. Why is it stored in your cells? Because your cells are always listening. And it writes into your cellular level for memory, for recollection, the things that you think about, feel about, and say. And I'm talking about the most emotionally charged. I'm not talking about idle thoughts, but those get stored on your cells. And I'm talking about these patterns started way back when in childhood, and we've been adding to them. Most of us, until we're on the awakening journey, we live life from these pre-programmed patterns. These pre-programmed patterns are designed to keep us stuck, to keep us on the hamster wheel of lack, defeat, addiction, whatever it is. Belief and gratitude in the now moment, qualifying the energy of every day, is so vital because it sets the tone and it helps override those neuro pathways that have been pre-programmed for lack, 3D consciousness, all of that. Yeah, that's the work you should be doing, is rewriting that programming, because it's not going to get an upgrade. It doesn't just change. You have to consciously make the choice to think differently, to think and feel differently. That's this new beginning. Now, I'm not saying it's like a light switch and, you go through the solstice or this new moon and then, wake up the next day, I'm a brand new, amazing being. Not quite. It does start that way. Yes, you need to be your own cheerleader. Yes, the wheel of fortune is here. Things are changing. So I feel the need to say this because, again, this isn't a personal reading. So it is a general collective reading, and we're all at different seasons in our journey, and that's how it's supposed to be. So for some of you, yeah, this is where karma is changing. You have been going through ego deaths and, shadow phases, actively working to change that cellular programming. So yeah, things are going to move easier, come in faster for you. Why? Because you've done the work. For those of you that might be new to this path, or you're still in the season of ego death or shadow darkness, shit is going on and it's a lot right now. I get it. I see you. But know that on this path of awakening, guys, we've all heard it, that karma, you cannot escape karma. And it's true. And it's not God punishing you. It's nothing like that. What it is, it's really scientific. What you put out comes back to you. Literally, guys, that is karma. Now, there's karma and there's dharma. So I was just talking about those of you that have been doing the ego deaths, going through all of this, been on this path for a while. You have now stepped into the dharma phase. Those of you who have not, and you're just entering that darker phase of awakening, that's okay. Yes, it's a karmic phase. You come face to face with a lot of karmic beliefs, karmic people, karmic action, karmic ways, and you start to change your thoughts and feelings. Goes back to really looking at and questioning all your beliefs. When you do that, yeah, situations come up. Because remember, everything is stored on your cellular level. That means during this awakening journey, the karmic stuff has to come up for you to look at it, because it's the karmic situations that in the past that either hooked us like a fish hook and we just bought into it and told a story around it because it was our experience. And that's what we've been telling ourselves all these years. Many of us are making decisions in our adult life around relationships, love, things like that, value and worth, based on our experiences from childhood. Whether you realize it or not, that's the subconscious programming I'm talking about. So if you're in that season where things are feeling heavy and you're exhausted and it's just a lot, hey, keep going, because eventually you'll get to this new beginning. You'll change the karma into dharma. It's a process. It's the path. No, it's not here to take you out. It is here to help you rise above. And for those of you that are still here and still listening, you resonate with this energy. And that's because underneath, yes, you are this high priestess. You've known this since childhood, but you were taught it wasn't safe. It wasn't safe to speak your truth or even say the truth. For those of you who do resonate with neurospiciness, no matter where you're at on the spectrum, one of the things with neurodivergence, we like truth and we're highly sensitive. So even from childhood, I don't care who it was, if it was an adult, friend, whatever, if they're telling you something and it hit you like you couldn't understand it, or it was hard to understand, you could have been picking up that they weren't being truthful. And lies are something that are very hard for you to process. So it would kind of make you, the way that I express it or say it now, it's like it short circuits your mind. Like, why? It's because you've always been highly sensitive, highly intuitive. The 3D matrix world we were born into is opposite of our true nature. So for those of us neurospicy, it is like a double whammy. We process things differently. We feel things differently. But here's the thing. We all had to go through that. We learned it. We're climbing out of it in the matrix. What I've been witnessing is now a lot of neurotypicals with this new energy that's coming in, where us neurospicy or neurodivergents are like, yes, all right. Finally, communities, people are talking about this. It's not as shameful anymore for us to kind of come out in our authenticity. Neurotypicals may be having a harder time right now with the things that are going on. And just send everybody love at this time. And guys, I'm not making a blanket statement that neurotypicals are all doing this. Guys, I'm not. I am speaking generally into overall energy. The overall message is literally about embracing your uniqueness, embracing all parts of you, and especially the parts of you that you have tried to hide, or you feel shame or guilt or judgment, whatever. Dig deep to look at those. Time's up. It's time to love those parts of you, because those parts of you, that's where you're going to find your purpose and your authenticity. I know it's scary, but it's absolutely doable. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it there for today. Thank you for sharing your energy and your beautiful, unique mind with me today. Remember, your cells are always listening, and you are powerful, radiant, and deeply supported by the universe. Until next time, keep shining your light and embracing your neurospicy magic. With infinite light and love, I wish you all an amazing day. Bye-bye.